The approach here is not humane but capitalist, that's absolutely right. They first make sure that you have money. Yes, it seems like the Hippocratic Oath doesn't really apply here. You need to know the insurance company's phone number and understand which specific insurance you have. However, before doing anything, they will check this insurance and find out if it will actually cover what they want to do for you. If not, they will simply send you home. That's a fact. Kirampa. Kirampa. Kirampa.
A question about medicine. In Bali, I am very, let's say, inspired as far as I know. And you, to put it mildly, let's expand on this topic. I'm interested in one thing. If a person does not have insurance, then no one will treat them.
Yes, absolutely right.
Even in critical situations, for example, if he was going somewhere, fell, something happened and he is unconscious, what will happen to him? Will they call an ambulance and then what?
Well, here it seems like the Hippocratic Oath doesn't really work in this regard. The meaning... Well, I can't tell you how the whole system works because I am only superficially familiar with the entire system through conversations with friends who have been there. My wife also got into some trouble, fell off her bike, and here's what happened to her. So I can only tell you about it roughly. Let's go. Well, first of all, the medical system, any medical institution that accepts you here, must first ensure that you have money. Capitalism. Yes, but in reality, it is a very unfamiliar kind of capitalism for us because a doctor in Russia, for example, would first think about how to bring you back to normal. Or, as it is called, reduce the risk of you kicking the bucket, right?
This is roughly how it is. Let's call it a humane approach.
Here, accordingly, the approach is not humane but capitalist, that's correct, meaning they first make sure that you have money. If they are not convinced that you have money. For example, if you have insurance.
Excuse me for a second, I understand that this is not only here, but also in America and in Europe and so on.
In America, it's a bit different. There, you are hospitalized, given the minimum necessary assistance, and then they will tell you how much it costs. And you will pay. Because there is a developed credit system there and so on. In other words, one can simply live their whole life working to pay for their illness.
In the pack, how...
In Thailand, I can't say for sure because I don't know of any cases. But I have studied this history, and in Thailand it is roughly the same as in Bali. That is, they must first ensure that you have money.
No.
It's also expensive. It will be cheaper in Vietnam, but about the same. It will cost significantly less, but roughly the same. There should be either insurance or this.
Okay. So they make sure whether or not there is a person unconscious.
A person who is unconscious will be brought to consciousness. They will try to bring him back to consciousness in some way, and then they might say, "Hey, Pak, we brought you back to consciousness. This will cost so much. Look, here are the bandages. We need to do this and that, and it will cost this much."
Fresh with someone, the phone flew away somewhere, everything broke, it's unclear.
Yes. Well, look, I can't imagine such a complicated situation that a specific clinic would handle. Maybe they will help there. I can just describe in detail the situation when a person had a temperature of 40 degrees. Their whole body ached because they had a fever, and all the problems were related to that. Dehydration, meaning she couldn't walk, she had no one to call, and she couldn't physically even make a call. In this condition, two friends from her guest house put her in a car or laid her down and took her to the hospital to get her treated. They refused to administer the drip until they knew all the financial conditions of her insurance. And the situation was that her insurance turned out to be not the best. This insurance refused to cover these expenses, and she was sent home without receiving any treatment. Moreover, she could not walk. Once again, she could not walk. She was in a semi-delirious state. She was half lying, half sitting in some wheelchair that they gave her, and they rolled her out into the corridor of the emergency department, not even into a room. Accordingly, during the day, she was simply removed from the hospital and taken away from the hospital. In my opinion, some friends intuitively came and took it back.
Well, as I understand it, she is perfectly fine and has recovered.
Yes, everything is fine now.
I was filled with it, yes.
But she comes to Bali every time. And each time she gets something similar. The most interesting part.
Currently, around the world, China, Turkey, and even Dubai are oppressing and simply cutting off the oxygen for businesses, especially those from Russia.
Yes.
Everyone wants to move to a good place to live and recover there as quickly as possible. What would you recommend? 100%.
Southeast Asia and 100% Indonesia, because firstly we have low taxes here, and secondly we have in a good sense, a financial dump where there is no strict and rigid financial regulation, at least at the current moment. It becomes quite easy to relocate or open a new business right here, and from there having a company in Indonesia to distribute money or send it wherever you need.
And who will do this?
There is an excellent, amazing, absolutely magnificent channel called Expert Bali. You can go there. There is a lot of useful information on that channel about how to do it step by step, who exactly will do it, and in general, how to organize this business practically turnkey, even without flying to Indonesia.
Cool. So, if you have insurance, it would be good to print it out on paper and probably carry it with you, right? Or not?
We can get to the point where you need it right here. Listen, you should know the insurance company's phone number and understand which specific insurance you have. But still, before doing anything, they will check this insurance and find out if it will really cover what they want to do for you. If not, they will just send you home. That's a fact.
Well, it turns out to be a very positive situation when you have a printed piece of paper that says insurance phone and so on, and you might be in an unconscious state, and then your friends arrive, and you have it in your little pocket, because friends can't know whether you're insured or not. It's minimally necessary to do this. If you have a local kit, then you get insured here, right?
Yes, if you have a local whale, the foundation is not of the whale. The foundation is the company. The company is an organization that employs you according to the investor's criteria. That is, you hold a certain position there. For example, you are a director or a commissioner. Accordingly, for this position of commissioner, the company can register you, or you can register yourself as a director in the BPJS system and obtain insurance. Yes, minimal insurance, so to speak.
And how can I get the right insurance, so that it is inexpensive, effective, and very well?
Well, you see, I'm still thinking about whether to get them for myself. To be honest, I still can't give you a clear piece of advice. And why am I still thinking? Because when I last traveled to Surabaya, I spoke with the locals about how satisfied they are with the quality of medical care provided under their insurance. I think they have 3 packages there, 50, around 100 and 150, with the top package being 150,000 a month, which is about $10. Overall, the comments were that there is not much difference and the quality of medicine is very poor. Well, so to speak, it doesn't matter. If you're going to die, you'll die. This is roughly what the locals said. I thought, well, then why do all of this just... On the other hand, trying to play around with it might be interesting because as far as I understand, it's just an opportunity to visit any of the free clinics where everything works. Free polyclinics, yes, where everything operates just like in the Russian system. You are sitting in this line with people who are also waiting for their appointment, being sent from one window to another in order to resolve your issue for free.
So, how should we resolve this promptly?
To have good insurance?
Is the insurance good?
Well, there are local insurances here that cost approximately from 15 million to 40 million per year.
Is it from $1,000 to 3?
Up to 3, yes. But they include, in my opinion, a system of cumulative insurance, meaning that you can actually save in this way. For example, in Permata, I think there are some good programs for this cumulative insurance. This is definitely the first thing. And the second is to have very good foreign insurance. I think Alpha provides decent insurance.
So, not getting sick is the best, right?
Well, that's if we're being really radical.
What is the reason for such a level or state of medicine in Bali?
I thought about this. I believe that this level is related to the fact that fans are very afraid of causing harm. So, look, my experience was that when you go to a doctor, he can do the same thing that a doctor does, I don't know, in Russia in 10 minutes. He can take 2 hours because he will do everything carefully, cautiously, afraid of causing pain. I think this is a very bad quality for a doctor because it is important for a doctor to know when, by causing you pain, they will immediately make things better. It seems that this is lacking here. And because of this, the quality of medicine lags significantly. Well, I don't know, it doesn't really lag. For me, it's definitely some kind of primitive medicine. I mean, I haven't been to Papua, which is not really Indonesian, but it seems to me that it's about the same there. In other words, it's absolutely terrible.
So how do the locals get treated in that case?
Local treatment is provided in these paid free clinics. Some, according to beliefs, go to shamans, while others visit a local doctor who offers certain services in Banjare.
So everything is at this level.
Yes, 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 absolutely. And these huge clinics with overpriced services are only made for tourists.
And why don't they develop a proper, let's say, medical system?
Well, it seems like they are trying, right now they are trying to create something like a kit, according to which you can practice medicine here if you seriously. Well, again, we haven't employed a single doctor, but there are serious discussions that some clinics are slowly starting to hire foreign specialists. But you understand how expensive all of this will be. In other words, not many people can afford such medicine.
Yes, but
But it's something. However, I think it will be at the level of the States in terms of cost. There, some minor surgery will cost you around $10,000.
but insurance
Insurance.
insurance decides. What about dentistry? At that level,
Yes, yes, yes. Personally, all my fears about dentistry are, thank God, starting to fade here, because I have never seen worse doctors. I thought there were bad dentists in Russia, but no. What they did here to my gums and teeth was the most terrifying, the most horrible experience ever.
well, now you are hardened.
Yes, I feel better now.
Great. In that case, if you know where to run, what would you recommend in terms of medicine? India, Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia. Where to go?
Vietnam.
Why,
Firstly, there are many Russian-speaking specialists in Vietnam, so you don't need a translator in some clinics. They are already oriented towards that. I say that many Russian companies are now entering the Vietnamese market. Russian banks are coming in, and there has long been Russian medicine there. In general, Russian doctors who can provide you with services. There are separate Russian clinics, like, for example, a dental clinic. That's it. Then Vietnam, a good price-quality ratio compared to Thailand. That is, the quality will not differ from the Thai one, but the cost will be lower, and I think about half the price. So, definitely Vietnam. From Southeast Asia, it is definitely Vietnam.
uh-huh. Have you explored India at all?
Well, on the level of rumors and conversations, I wouldn't recommend it.
So, I see. All right. What other medical recommendations can you give to our subscribers?
Listen, everyone talks about needing insurance, but you should have good health first and then have insurance. Stop using the substances that people use in Bali, and that will already be something.
Thank you so very much indeed.